Hello everybody, welcome back to Solving Standard. I'm Corbin Hostler and this is Sultai Constrictor. This list comes courtesy to us of Aaron Barrich, who made the top 8 of Grand Prix Memphis last week with it. Now, this deck's really cool. This is not your typical green-black snake deck, mostly because we have blue, and it may not seem like much, but it makes a world of difference in this deck, and we get to play Hadana's Climb. We're climbing right on up. Merfolk colors from Rivals of Ixalan. 3-drop enchantment. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, put a counter on a creature you control. If that creature has 3 more counters, transform it. It seems like a small change. This is a black-green Constrictor deck, right? You've got your Constrictors, you've got your Siphoners, you've got your Jadelight Rangers, even Bristling Hydras. Some things you would expect in these sort of decks. You got Ballistas, but Hadana's Climb changes it all. This deck has a lot of really good innovations for the metagame, and that's why it was the only black-green snake deck variant to even do well in Memphis. It was the only one in the top 32, and I believe it went all the way to the finals, thanks to Hadana's Climb and the blue cards here. So it's not just that, though. So let's walk through the deck, right? The goal is to go off with your snake. Winding Constrictor makes all your counters add 1, whether it's a counter on a creature or a counter to a player, which means energy. Glint Sleeve Siphoner gives you energy, draws you cards. One of the best cards in Standard right now. Probably the closest Dark Confidant we've had since Dark Confidant. But very good, especially when you get extra energy from the attack or from an entering play with a snake. Servant of the Conduit. Not only does it ramp you in this deck, it also adds additional energy to your pool thanks to the snake. And it gets you into these ramp cards. As I said, Vraska's Contempt, Bristling Hydra, 4-drop coming back into the metagame here, and you don't usually see this in these decks. However, this deck does not have one of the ones you see a lot, which is Merfolk Branchwalker in the black-green decks, but this does not have that. It goes a little more on energy with Bristling Hydra, but you know what? It works perfectly with Hadana's Climb, because when you transform Hadana's Climb into the Winged Temple of Vraska, you can add 1 mana of any color, but also, for 3 in a tap, target creature you control is +X in flying, where X is its power. That's pretty good on a Bristling Hydra that you make very large, and most importantly, can have hexproof. It's a perfect threat to end the game. Jadelight Ranger, of course, is really good. As we know, Blossoming Defense protect your team. Fatal Push for a little bit of removal, along with Vraska's Contempt. Virtuous Gearhulk could go over the top and really go crazy with Winding Constrictor and Walking Ballista, which is just a machine gun across all of Standard. Great synergy with Constrictor, as we know, but also it has incredible synergy with Hadana's Climb. Even if you don't do anything with your Ballista, if you play Ballista on 2 and Hadana's Climb on 3, you get to start adding counters to it. You do that every turn, plus Walking Ballista makes it very easy to transform Hadana's Climb. Really, really cool synergy, and I love how this deck came together. Now, the land's a lot of what you'd expect. Fast lands, Ether Hubs, so on. A couple cycling lands getting in here. And this deck has what it takes to compete at the top tier of Standard and format overrun by red and control and all kinds of crazy decks. To be honest, this deck comes out and just takes the GP by storm. And I wanted to show it off to you guys. Now, on the sideboard, Duresses for the control matchups as well as negates. And so on, Vraska's Contempt for Hazarets and Scarab Gods, Thrashing Brontodons where it makes sense, Fatal Push for removal, negate when you need it. This is a cool one, Cartouche of Ambition. Very good against red. It can kill a lot of their creatures, a lot of 1 toughness creatures they have, or even things with 1 power. You know, like Kari Zev. You can really make their Kari Zev bad by giving it a -1 counter. But even more than that, gives your creature lifelink. Throw this onto a creature, get in there for a big swing. That's pretty difficult for the red deck to deal with, especially if you get to a point where you're putting it on a Jadelight Ranger or a Bristling Hydra, make it have 4 toughness or something that they're not able to easily kill. Cartouche of Ambition, really good in that matchup. Now, this is the deck. Sultai Constrictor, taking Standard by storm. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm Corbin Hostler. This is Solving Standard, and here we go.